Today we're coming at you live from Comms vNext. I'm here with the Partner IQ team and Ribbon. You all want to go ahead and introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay.
I'm Max Beeh. I'm a co-founder and managing partner here at Partner IQ.
Nice.
Yulia?
Yulia.
Thank you for having me here. I'm Yulia with Ribbon, and I manage strategic alliances for Ribbon.
Awesome.
And Justin Stevens, I'm a co-founder and managing partner at Partner IQ.
And I'm Amanda Sapata. I'm head of marketing at Partner IQ. And we're going to talk a little bit today about what happens the day after you set up teams. Once you get that set up, what does that look like? What does it take to continue running and maintaining? Justin, do you want to go ahead and set us up?
Yeah, as a prior service owner at one point in my life, service management. Day two management is really kind of one of the things that's well overlooked when it comes to your team's deployment. You've bought it, you've installed it, you've implemented it, you've deployed it, now what?
Right.
Turns out that there's some work to do right there. There's things like move, add, change to think about. There's quality of service, analytics, there's escalations, there's user feedback to take in, there's user adoption. There's a lot to do there. So it takes some thought and some effort into thinking about how you're going to own that infrastructure.
Right. And what's like some of the pain points? Like why is it so difficult?
Traditional difficulty was really around managing aspects of things like voice quality, managing where are my problems in the infrastructure, how do I pinpoint those problems, and generally we say this, right, you get the multiple finger pointing. It's not me, it's them. No matter where you go, it's somebody else. And resolving those issues to put your finger on it and pinpoint it, that takes time and effort, right? It's difficult, and meanwhile, end users are complaining to you. How do I fix this? You need to get me working. The business is critical. The business has to be activated. So analytics and insights and perspective are absolutely critical for your tier one, your tier two, your operations team.
Sure. And that's where Ribbon comes into play, right?
That's right. So as a head of, let's say, you manage network operations center, right? And as Justin mentioned, there's so much pressure. It's not just to sit and wait and to monitor how the calls flow in and out, right? But if you detect the call failure, if you realize you are under robocall attack or DDoS attack, what do you do?
Right.
And teams provide basic analytics, so you can tap into the call quality right away if there is some issue. But if you have a huge network infrastructure and you need to get CDR or ladder diagram right away, if you realize that there is a call failure or, again, a network issue is happening, what do you do? And how long would it take you to identify where the problem is coming from? So we have a customer who mentioned to us it would take them 30 minutes to identify the SBC that stores information about call failure versus with Ribbon Analytics, it's 30 seconds because Analytics scans the data from all the SBCs, and it's not necessarily have to be Ribbon SBCs. It could be any other vendor. So we are very friendly in that perspective. But it gives a visibility, agility, automation. Once you get under a situation, okay, now what do I do with this robocall, right? So you can mitigate it right away. You can send down the policies that would block the call number or specific series of numbers that overload your PBX or your network or team's tenants.
Yeah, that's great. And going from 30 minutes to 30 seconds, it's like mind-blowing, right?
Yeah, right, it's operational cost, right? And it's, we're kind of echoing what Satya mentioned during Ignite, saying our mission is to enable our customers to do more with less time, to be more efficient, cost effective. And this is what we are doing. We are helping our end users to minimize the downtime and to maximize the call quality and obviously minimize the operational cost.
For sure.
I think from the old perspective, right, there was this issue of you would only address the pry ones or the pry zeros, right? So it's 20% of the most impacting issues. Your analytics get you there, but with that time, right, the 30 minutes all adds up, and really 80% of your infrastructure is not being remedied, right? We have change controls, we have great change controls on a Friday, Monday something's broken, that 80% goes untouched because of the overload of pry zeros and pry ones. And that's where I see, right, the timing of introducing things like analytics, you're now actually able to get to that 80%, which is actually probably the more critical component, because in aggregate, that's where the majority of infrastructure and impacting issues are, but we never really get the time to push down. And I think from a securities perspective, that's generally a very similar principle of
That's true.
you address the pry zeros, but not the pry threes.
That's true. And plus, so we had a customer, major healthcare institution, and we were running first proof of concept with Ribbon Analytics, and the operational costs were going up through the roof. And again, it's a large facility, and we identified right away that they had not abandoned, but kind of a phone in the office that nobody used, and that was hacked and used to dial international numbers. Wow. So there were tens of thousands of dollars for them per month, and they wouldn't notice because in overall bills were too high. So once we identified that, they realized the value, and they got the solution, and it was just one of an examples how you can cut on costs and protect yourself.
I think the theme I'm hearing here is simplification.
For sure.
Continuing to simplify, simplify the engineer's life, simplify access, simplify that view, so I can actually just get on with running the day-to-day infrastructure without pain.
That's right.
Yeah, I love hearing these real-life examples too. It really helps you put into perspective like what it is that Ribbon can provide. When you're managing everything, how do you keep peace of mind? I think that's the biggest thing that I'm taking away from here is as I'm managing this infrastructure, Ribbon's providing that peace of mind to me, right?
Right, so you can create your customized dashboards.
Okay.
And send these dashboards to your managers, on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, so they can see what's going on in the network, and they don't even have to log in every day. They can just have these reporting charts and diagrams to see what's going on, whether there were any issues or not the past week, how they were mitigated, and they see the value right away.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
And are you using AI over the top of that to basically have that,
Yes.
rather than a human inspecting data and human inspecting
Right.
these massive data
Yes.
sets, how do I get to how do I alert trigger or trap based on what's critical and give that peace of mind of somebody doesn't have to be behind the screen at all times?
That's right. Without AI, it would be just impossible to analyze all the volume of calls and information flowing through the SBCs. And we use high-speed digestive mechanisms that help us analyze the data, and machine learning tools that monitor the network performance. Plus, we are able to identify the issue where it's coming from, whether the call quality was degraded because somebody was sharing content via Wi-Fi or using the private cell phone, right? So we go into the details as deep as that.
Yeah.
And of course, with AI, without AI, it would be impossible to get that level of details.
Yeah, I mean, we're learning a lot about AI just this week at this conference, and it seems to be, way above and beyond what anybody could have even imagined. The current uses for the AI goes so far beyond that from a business standpoint. I would imagine you're implementing that type of technology into your daily rhythms.
Right, it's AI and cybersecurity, two major imperatives that we've all heard about all day long, right? On cybersecurity side, again, we are stepping in to protect our customers from robocalls, DDoS attacks, and if a customer doesn't want to manage themselves the network infrastructure, they can rely on our partners. So some partners currently they have this ability to manage their network on their behalf, leveraging Ribbon Analytics, and create separate dashboards for each customer. So they don't even need to have their own NOC center.
It's a huge value add for the partner community.
Definitely. Speaking of the partner community,
Yeah.
Max, Justin, do you want to share a little bit how Partner IQ and Ribbon kind of come together and the value add there?
Yeah. So we go back. I'm a former Ribbon. Justin is former Sonus. So I actually held the role that Yulia has um, with Ribbon several years ago, and we were colleagues and stayed in touch. And um, you know, we're all big fans of Ribbon. We feel like there are some real advantages in partnering with Ribbon. So I guess from where I sit, I would be interested in hearing your perspective, Yulia, on partnering with Microsoft and the I guess the challenges that come with that, the benefits that come with that. All, you know, can you give us a full spectrum of the Microsoft partnership? Sorry to put you on the spot. And we know we have Microsoft listening, but yeah.
Well, Microsoft is a huge organization, right? So navigate within the organization without some help, it's really challenging. And I'm really thankful for Microsoft friends and partners like Partner IQ, who know Microsoft from inside, guiding us and providing feedback, how we can work together better, how we can leverage our partnership to bring more value to our customers and partners. And this is where our collaboration began with Partner IQ.
You're a partner-led organization, correct?
Right,
You sell exclusively through partnerships?
100%.
Yeah, so I would imagine that, you know, there are partners that are highly successful in selling the Ribbon suite, and then others that may need some challenges.
Yeah, that's right.
Challenges
That's
and need
right.
a little bit of
On
coaching.
the channel side, I often talk to partners who would like to be part of Microsoft ecosystem, but they don't know where to begin, how to start. So I even created kind of a little cheat sheet for them, helping them navigate partner programs, but they would certainly benefit from partnering with Partner IQ, who could drive them through A to Z through the process and show what programs they should be in, what type of incentives Microsoft providing, because it's a ton of information. Sometimes we have hard time to find the proper program, but again, having guys like Partner IQ on board, it really makes, I think, our life as a vendor easier and the partner's life easier.
I mean, our objective is really to elevate your business, right? So elevating your business by elevating your partners to sell more Ribbon, to understand what's available to them out there. So, I mean, they're making money too in this proposition, right? So
save time.
yeah,
Increase
let's
efficiency.
rise tides
Yes.
all across the
Exactly.
board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just it, is giving them that blueprint, right? If they're looking to pivot their Microsoft business or to a Microsoft business and join the Microsoft ecosystem, right? There's a blueprint to success there. Ribbon certainly has unlocked a good portion of that code. It's not easy. There's a lot of consistency involved to building that, but right, I think where we've joined forces together is how can we then help the partner community. Ribbon has upwards of 3,000 partners, I believe, maybe a little bit more. There's a lot of partners there. And sometimes, like you said, the ecosystem, understanding the verbiage, the acronym, the programs, and those programs are all about to change in June. We're going to get, July 1st, we're going to get new programs from Microsoft. What are the capabilities, the funding? How do I pivot my business? Do I need to be talking about Copilot? Do I build around operations, I mean, service, internal? There's so many aspects to that. I would say it's not impossible, right? It's very doable, and some of what Ribbon has offered is that simplification. I think that, again, just going back to what we continue to hear is, how do you simplify it?
Yeah.
Simplifying the technology, simplifying the implementation, simplifying day two, simplifying all the management suite, and simplifying how do I get the benefits from the Microsoft relationship. So timing's right.
I mean, everything's changing internally at Microsoft too. It's not just their objectives are changing, but personnel changes take place towards the end of their fiscal year, end of June.
Yeah, I like to look at that as an opportunity, right?
Yeah.
If you've done it right, you've forged great relationships. Right. Those relationships move into new roles. They advocate, they sponsor, they bring back access to the various programs, and we do get to meet new people. But
we said this 1,000 times, right?
We'll talk about that.
It's not how does Microsoft help me. It's how we help. How do we help Microsoft? And I think, Yulia and the team at Ribbon have really come out of the gate strong with this is how we help Microsoft. So, great strategy, obviously. We fully support that. And, we look forward to continued success in partnership with Ribbon.
Likewise, happy to be part of this great ecosystem. And events such Comes vNext are fantastic because it's
Yeah,
a
great
great
show, right?
opportunity, right? To see people who are really into what they're doing and feel this enthusiasm and feel the energy. And I'm really lucky to be here. So thank you so much for having me over and sharing the latest and greatest.
No, it's
Thanks.
great. And
Thanks for joining us.
thanks for bringing the really awesome
Swag.
mugs. These
Well,
are great.
We all need sometimes a cup of tea or coffee, right?
I got my coffee in here right now.
All right. Thanks, Yulia, for joining us and sharing a little bit more about Ribbon and the automations and analytics that you all provide. And thanks to Partner IQ.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Guys.
All right.